Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a Brave Noob world and a TVP sent to Snipermonkey at the email address in the description. If you want me to cast your Brave Noob world, go ahead and send your replay to Snipermonkey, title it Brave Noob World. He's not getting very many of these lately because of the switch to the new channel, so if you want to get your replay cast by Falcon Paladin and you are Bronze or Silver League, now is a good time. Top left-hand corner, we have the Red Terran player, GreenPhoenix, who is red, and I feel misled. And in the bottom right, it is the blue Protoss player with the Brood War skin Nexus, shadowbenic. Alright, so what are we going to do here today for shadowbenic? I thought that was going to be a forge, but nah, just regular scouting, gateway coming up at home, barracks here from GreenPhoenix 2. We're at a point in StarCraft 2's life where nobody's really messing up early build orders, I don't think. At least nobody that's sending me replays, right? They know to go 1 Rax expand. They know to go 1 gate expand. They know to get gas. Like, very few players. Ooh, and a gas steel mineral walk. Ooh, I don't know if he knew about the mineral walk, but he got out anyway. He managed to go left. So if you're getting trapped somewhere by units, like army units or workers, just take your worker and click on a mineral patch somewhere, anywhere on the map, and you'll go ahead and walk right through those enemies and you won't die. So I don't think that GreenPhoenix, well, GreenPhoenix knew what was up. shadowbenic didn't quite know what was going on. Anyway, ooh, quick engineering bay. All right, this might be where things get a little bit crazy. Quick engineering bay usually means we're going to planetary fortress up here instead of getting an orbital. He's just really worried about early Protoss attacks, and having a planetary is nice, but it kills your economy comparatively. Mules are so good, Terran players. Get that orbital at 16 supply instead of going for a planetary. On the other side here, it is a 2-gate opening with a cyber core for shadowbenic, so he's not expanding. He's going for more of an aggressive play for sure. We do have a Reaper out too, so the Reaper's name is Hordak. A conqueror thrown through a warpole to another, Hordak found himself on a backwards planet with nothing but a broken ship. The management skills, also his management skills, his mind, and a whole lot of daddy issues. Hordak thought he could overthrow the world and prove his worthiness to Horde Prime. The problem was, the backward world was just a Dominion agricultural planet. His attempts to conquer it were quickly noticed by the Dominion, who threw him into a Reaper suit. The Dominion forces had to add life support systems just to make sure Hordak survived the first battle. This is a reference to She-Ra, Princess of Power. I know who She-Ra is. I don't know who Hordak is, though, but that's fine. Hey, see, look, Adept out. 2 Adepts out. And yeah, this Reaper really shouldn't be able to get too much done, except this Adept isn't moving. Maybe actually fall. Oh, there we go. And actually, this Reaper control. Anytime. Oh, hang on. I was going to say, anytime you escape with your life, you're going to have a good time. And he did. So got a probe kill. Scouted the double gas. Scouted the double gate because there's 2 Adepts out this early instead of just 1. And so far, so good. Now, here's the trick. If you're going to make an engineering bay, GreenPhoenix, at least do something with it. I mean, get high-sec auto-tracking or building armor, make a turret, get an upgrade. That'd be really hot, is getting an upgrade. But no upgrades or anything out of this engineering bay. No use for it yet at all. So, pro tip, if you're getting an engineering bay or a forge or an evolution chamber, use it. Use it as soon as you get it. Use it for something. Expansion coming up from shadowbenic, which I say is a good indication he might win this game. Usually the player that expands first, if we're in a situation like this, is going to do better. But that's 1 base. This might be a pretty scary attack for GreenPhoenix. If he's pumping Marines and he's getting Hellions off of a reactor, I guess going for Blue Flame, off of a Tech Lab factory and a starport and another barracks. So yeah, I mean, if a 1 base attack can really catch your opponent off guard, especially at the lower levels. But if you're doing this, you really have to attack soon. If you're not expanding and your opponent is, okay, so there's an expansion coming up from GreenPhoenix. So, all right, I mean, it's behind. I mean, shadowbenic is coming in right now, and he's continuing to make probes while the SCV count is kind of halted for GreenPhoenix. Yeah, so gets a second gas after killing the assimilator. Tech Lab coming in on that barracks. So maybe now he's going to go for something like Stim or Combat Shield, or no upgrades for anybody right now at this stage of the game, although Infernal Pre-Igniter is just about done. And now we have something on the tab. Hooray! Blue Flame is complete. Il est très, très complete. Alright, so Stalker Adept. Not bad. I mean, here's the thing. You could be good early game against a Terran with just gateway units, but you're gonna need, there you go, a robo for something like Colossus or Disruptors or Storm with the Templar Archives sooner rather than later. Like, honestly, starting about, you know, 6 minutes, you really want to start getting something, which is what shadowbenic is doing, so I like it. So Hellions by themselves at this stage of the game really aren't going to accomplish much unless you hoover them up here, right? Unless you go ahead and bring a medevac and drop it in the main base and go after these probes that are mostly undefended right now. Ooh, Void Ray from shadowbenic. Now here's the sign of a good player. They pull out in this situation. Go. All right, well, lost one of the Hellions. That could have been a lot worse. He could have just A-moved in there and lost everything, but 3 of the Hellions do manage to escape and live to fight another day, which is nice. These guys sitting here doing nothing is really, it's doing nothing. I don't know how to be more redundant about that. But just pumping Marauders, man, I love this. Like, against a heavy Stalker composition, which is what we're seeing out of shadowbenic, Marauders are so good. But they're not good against our Void Rays. Which is, I was going to say, which is going to spare these Hellions. Couldn't end up killing one of them, but still. Made an effort. I don't know that GreenPhoenix knows that orbital commands exist. Yeah, so get a barracks, get your orbital command at 16 supply. Mules are good. Scans are good. Like, just, there's a lot of utility in an orbital command. You will never see a naked command center in a professional Terran's game ever once. Do we have enough Marines, geez, to handle this Void Ray? I'm looking at it, and the answer is 6. Maybe. If they're all together, it's very possible there are enough Marines. Ooh, also with this medevac coming in, that could be nice. So the Void Ray is just going to wander on in here. What's also good against Void Rays is Widow Mines, pretty good. Also, this turret's going to be useful. So, all right, Phoenix isn't completely bereft of defense here. He's going to shove that Void Ray away. Okay, hold on. Prismatic alignment. Oh, gosh. Can you even? Nope. Missile turret, good unit, guys. Hey, he did the thing. He lifted some... What? He lifted some Hellions into the main base and actually did some attacking. Nice pull of the probes from shadowbenic. But the Void Ray... Wow. Hey, come back in. It's totally safe. Nope. The probes recognize what's going on. They don't like this at all. That probe's dead. Wrong. 3 kills on this Hellion, soon to be murdered, though. He will be absolutely murderized. One more hit. Might have been a 1 more hit situation. 9 probes did go down. A lot of these are very injured as well. These guys are doing nothing. So gotta say at this stage, wow, this is tight. This is a really close game. Both players have taken hits. GreenPhoenix was behind economically, but you know what? He's taken the lead economically. 2 bases with more workers than the Protoss player does, and that's what a good harassment will do. And it's just not bad. Like, GreenPhoenix has a lot of right ideas. He's building additional barracks too, which I was going to say. He needs more production facilities to spend his money, but he just made another barracks for Marauders, obviously, because he's putting tech labs on these things. So, honestly, a giant Marauder attack would do pretty well here. There are 2 Immortals, which is pretty decent if you're going to go up against Marauders here, but Disruptors worth their weight in gold. The robotics bay is required for that. Storm going to be really good against this group here too. Like, if you wandered up with a High Templar and just went Storm, they'd all be in a lot of trouble. Supply block. No, always be making SCVs and supply depots, probes and pylons, drones and overlords. Always be making those things. If you haven't made one of those things in a while, make one. You can feel it. Once you play the game long enough, you can feel it in your bones that it's been too long and you haven't made an SCV. Or you haven't made a supply depot. So you should do it. I was going to say, this is one heck of an Artosis pylon, but... Nope, there's 2 pylons in here, so well done, shadowbenic. He's probably seen that clip a million times. Très bien indeed. Alright, so man, Marauder production. This is like, it's just Marine Marauder. Medevac, can't really go wrong with this particular composition. This should get you to Diamond, honestly. Like, if you're just rolling with good macro and spending your money very well, Marine Marauder Medevac, off of 2 bases, and then kind of A-moving, you're going to have a pretty good time. Although, do we have stim? No, combat shield and concussive shell, but no stim, which maybe that will hold you back. You do need to add stim to the composition, GreenPhoenix. Shadowbenic just needs splash damage. Like, this is okay, but if this army just rolled up right now, I think that'd be it. I like the third base from Shadowbenic, though. His timing's a little bit late on the third, but overall, he's got a general sense of what he's doing. Maybe you want to tighten it up here, take that third base a little bit sooner, but he did take some economic damage, so he was worried. GreenPhoenix's third base coming up at 10 minutes. Again, just behind what Shadowbenic is rolling with here. The more aggressive expanders usually do end up winning matches. Fusion Core for GreenPhoenix, and another starport. And Tech Labs. He's trying to add battle cruisers into the mix, which directly counters these immortals. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty scary. This is an intimidating army. Like, Fatty TV gave me this idea. He's a friend and a fellow StarCraft 2 streamer. But he said this a while ago. I'm not even sure if it's still true, but he said, I'll look at my army and say, is that a big, scary army? And if it is, then I go attack. And if it's not, then I make some more stuff. And it's a very unscientific way of approaching this, but I like it. I think most people can look at an army and say, is this a scary Terran army? And if you say yes, then go. Go attack something. Head over, maybe see if there's a third base. Go into the natural. Get some damage done. I mean, I guess I understand if you're waiting for battle cruisers to show up. I do understand that compulsion to wait for the battle cruisers. Also, fully saturate your gas in the natural base, please. That is something I really want you to do. Also, assimilators. Like, fully saturate that assimilator. Otherwise, you're looking okay here, Shadowbenic. Yeah, everything else is great. So, yeah, GreenPhoenix moving out and pushing a little bit here. You know, not being too aggressive. He's added some tanks into the mix. Love that. Siege up some tanks. Protect him with your bio. So far, pretty scary stuff. Is he making... He is making battle cruisers. Okay. I was like, man, it'd be real embarrassing for me if you made a fusion core, 2 extra starports with tech labs and didn't make battle cruisers. But, you know, stranger things have happened in brave noob world. That's for sure. Tank protecting this ramp. We got a Widow Mine on each of the ramps. That's a smart idea. I congratulate that concept. Fourth base coming in from Shadowbenic. And there we go, a Colossus. All right, so I was going to say, the longer this game goes on without any splash damage, the more worried I am for Shadowbenic. That said, Extended Thermal Lance is done. Well done, Shadowbenic. I don't have many notes for you right now. Stalker, Colossus, Immortal. Gonna be good. The way you get to Diamond, and maybe even beyond, is Storm. It really is. A lot of your opponents, especially your Terran opponents, are going to go bio. That was redundant. A lot of your Terran opponents will go bio, and Storm's going to be disgustingly good. It will make your win-loss rate go from whatever it is to 20% higher if you start using Storm against this particular composition. You can win. You can win games without Storm. Storm is just, it's real good. Look who made an orbital command. I heard those scans, and I was like, wait a second. Orbital commands are done. I think this is kind of ugly. Like, the Brood War skin, it's just, I don't know, nothing inspiring about it at all. You can make this a planetary, but traditionally you make this an orbital in your fourth base into a planetary fortress. If you've watched my Terran casts, you know that's how we roll. But yeah, this is very much a situation of both players are too scared to move out, which is a big sign of a brave noob world match. Who's afraid to move? I love that you're getting charged for the zealots that you don't have. You have no zealots. Having zealots actually would be amazing. I kind of miss that in your composition. Stalkers just kind of melt to bio. But if you have zealots in the front tanking the damage these guys are outputting, while the Stalkers are behind doing damage and the Colossus are doing damage, you're going to have a better time. So where's our battle cruiser? I think we've at least got one of them done, right? Where is it? There is das battle cruiser. Oh, they're hiding. They're hiding back here at the back of the main. Siege tanks. Frightening. Shadowbenic decides not to go up that ramp. Maybe come around this way. Approach it from even ground. I support this. Coming up a ramp against a Terran is just generally a terrible idea. So if you can find a way to get around here and come in from, you know, not a low ground position, do it. That's what Shadowbenic is up to right now. I love this. The Stalker count's also really high. Like, I'm not sure these battle cruisers are going to do much. Did you bring detection is a question of the day. So he blinks on. Alright, Stutter stepping forward here. Blinks on top of the tanks. The tanks are gone. The Colossus doing a lot of work. The ground army falling here. Are there enough Stalkers to take down these battle cruisers? One of them goes down anyway. Another one taking some serious hits, but it's trying to stutter step his way in here and just kill what he can, because he doesn't have enough Stalkers to handle these. The production tab is empty for both players, which is how you know this is a Brave New World game. Be making stuff, even when you're in the middle of a battle. Hotkey your barracks, hotkey your warp gates, hotkey your robos. Okay, this is a jump situation, GreenPhoenix. If you jump across the map right now with these 4 battle cruisers against these, like, 10 Stalkers, you're gonna be fine. That's a win. That's a GG right there if you do it. Hey, look, he did it. Okay, so now the question is, how many Stalkers can you warp in? Do you have any upgrades at all? No. No upgrades on these Stalkers is a problem. The only benefit here is that there are no upgrades for the battle cruisers either. Oh, that battle cruiser makes it down here. 9 Stalkers warping in, but the probes are getting massacred. I like that GreenPhoenix didn't just move in there. I like that he's moving. Always be moving your BCs. Right? If you're holding still, you're not doing as much damage as you could do. And you're allowing your enemy to catch up to you. My gosh, these Stalkers. See, they're just kind of wandering in 1 or 2 at a time. They can't all attack at once. Alright, another battle cruiser goes down. And 2 more Stalkers die. It's 24 to 27 army supply. These battle cruisers, 16 kills and 9 kills each. Battle cruisers are units that are better against in lower level games, right? Against lower level opponents. So GreenPhoenix during that time started floating 5,000 minerals and 1,600 gas. shadowbenic is floating 4,000 minerals and 2,000 gas, as the production tab was not hot. He has started some upgrades, which is great. The robotics facility is empty right now. And I guess perhaps part of you is like, well, I don't... Did he just sent over a battle cruiser that was injured? Get in the main! No, they can chase you this way! Okay, well, that's why you don't jump a battle cruiser across who has like 20% health. Pro tips. That one... Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, he's not even really target firing. He's just... just wandering around. Oh, 10 HP and 20 kills on that battle cruiser. Alright, so see, army replenishment here not hot. If you're on 3 bases, you need more than 5 barracks. You're probably going to want 8 barracks or 10 barracks, depending on if you're just going bio here. If you're dumping a lot of resources into further battle cruisers, maybe not that many, but still. If you recognize you're not spending your money, if you look at your bank and say that is a 4-digit number on both of these things, build more producing structures. Unit producing structures are worth their weight in gold here. See, this is why shadowbenic was able to hold off that battlecruiser attack. It's because he has a whole ton of gateways. By that I mean he has 9 gateways, which is great. If you're on 4 bases, though, you might actually jack that up to 14, 15, 16 gates. You can really afford to do that if you're on 4 bases, and you're going to get a 5th base, which it seems like you're planning on doing. GreenPhoenix taking a 4th base. Again, always behind. Just always about 1 base behind of his Protoss opponent here. Army supply 85 to 58. And he's like, look, man, if you're just going to go mass battle cruiser, I'm going to make all the Stalkers in the world. I got Blink for him. I'm going to work on their upgrades, which is genius. 1-1 battle cruisers, or 1-1 Stalkers versus 0-0 battle cruisers, going to do even better than we've seen them do over the last couple of minutes. Resources lost, 14,000 for shadowbenic and 9,000 for GreenPhoenix, which I find a little surprising, but I guess some of that is the 35 probes that have died, the 47 Stalkers, the 3 Colossus, all those Immortals that went down. I mean, yes, it did wipe out most of the Terran army, at least the ground stuff, and these medevacs. These have been replenished, obviously. What a weird composition. Mass Stalker and 1 Colossus. I think that's enough. No, GreenPhoenix has actually been doing a great job making SCVs. He's at 52 workers right now. He's fully saturated. He's been transferring workers off of oversaturated bases, kind of. He hasn't actually replaced the SCVs on those, and these guys need to work. GreenPhoenix, put your SCVs to work. You can't let them laze about like this. They need to work so they can be working until the moment they die. That's how this economy works, right? SCVs work until the very moment that they're dead. All right, here we go. Stalkers. Oh, got a medevac. Didn't quite want to engage here. He's like, you're supposed to have battle cruisers. Why do you have ground army? Well, it's because you haven't been scouting, unfortunately. Do you have detection? Tell me you have an observer in your army. You do have an observer in your army. Hooray! shadowbenic knows what's up. Yeah, man, this is pretty good. Brave Noob world. I gotta say, these players are a little bit better than your traditional ones. In some ways, anyway. But see, this is what happens to Stalkers when there's Marine Marauder here. That said, if the Colossus is back there swiping away... Are the upgrades better too? Oh, yeah. So these are 1-1 Stalkers versus 0-0 Marines and Marauders. They do have stim, though, which is nice. And actually, the kiting from GreenPhoenix is not horrendous. He's got a general concept of what he's doing here, which is great. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure shadowbenic has come out on top here, although his production tab is empty. And GreenPhoenix is making stuff. And sometimes in a game like this, whoever's making stuff just wins. But that's a 20-kill Colossus. The third base is done. GreenPhoenix has been knocked down to a 2-base economy versus a 4-basing Protoss here at 21 minutes. Not an ideal place to live. And again, production is happening. Replacing your medevacs once they've been killed is really nice. Also, having a starport that's been reactored so you can double pump medevacs is incredibly good too. But yeah, I mean, that worker count has just plummeted for GreenPhoenix. It's 41 to 30 workers. shadowbenic does not have a ton of probes, but at least shadowbenic has more than the Terran. Also, these probes probably should go to work. Generally, there's an idle probes button like right here. I know there's a lot of stuff to pay attention to in a game, but like right here, if you can pay attention to this section, and just all you have to do is click on it. It will select all of your idle workers, and you can send them to work. shadowbenic's just everywhere. GreenPhoenix is trying to be. You're trying to get a third base down here? No, not allowed. All right, GreenPhoenix. See, look, he's got a decent army here. But he has no upgrades, and he has no medevacs. So, like, I don't know. Hey, look, a medevac. Even though shadowbenic's not really replenishing this army, it's just not dying because it has upgrades. Because it has this Colossus with 28 kills. I'm trying to make medevacs out of there. Siege tank gets a shot off and then is sniped. And the natural base goes down and GreenPhoenix is toast here. shadowbenic is sitting on 6,000 minerals, has not made a thing other than this Nexus for some time. He has some Phoenix sitting here accomplishing literally nothing. That's a cool skin though. I don't know what that is. But that's sure to GG, laddies and lasses. Yeah, I mean, I don't generally recommend blinking up a ramp, but you know what? You're getting stuff done. Dude, shadowbenic not spending. Actually, no. He's got another round of Stalkers that just showed up. So he did warp in some Stalkers. He got 5,000 resources instead of 6. So clearly he's spending money on something. And it's the warp-ins. Dude, that Colossus gets target fired, but it did get a lot of kills. Medevac. Medevac. Siege tank. Kabah! Yeah, this is going to be a kind of drag it out sort of a finish here. GreenPhoenix has no money to make anything else. That's it. These 10 Marines that he's making, awesome. This one tank and these 2 medevacs, great. But that's it. He has no other income. He's at 0. He's got 44 minerals in the bank. He's going to float his command center over here for additional mining purposes. Which, man, I admire the stick-to-itiveness. I admire they never give up here. But it's not going to work out for you in the end. shadowbenic needs to be on a better cycle than this. He's got warp gates that have been on cooldown for some time now. He needs to be using those constantly. Also, charge lots. I know he's kind of addicted to the stalker thing, but charge lots getting warped in, like, honestly, how many gateways do we have now? 9 with 7 more in the way. There you go. 16 gates. Perfect. 16 zealots warping in and joining this battle. That's it, man. GreenPhoenix is done. Charge lots chewing up the enemy, chewing up the Marines and the Marauders, absorbing their shots with their shields. Especially since 2-2 is coming in right now. GreenPhoenix is like, I gotta defend the main base. No, what you gotta do is defend this last source of income. Also, maybe call down some mules. You have 200 resources, or 200 energy on this orbital command. Calling down some mules here would be a beautiful use of your time. Zealots? Nope, stalkers. So, yeah, I mean, again, do not recommend making mass stalker versus bio. If the upgrades are even, you're gonna have a bad time. As we're seeing here, even without upgrades, just stim and combat shield, these Marines are pretty scary versus these 1-1 stalkers. Without a Colossus to assist, they're going to have a bad time with it. Zealots, Colossus, stalkers combined, going to have a better time with it. Yeah, so GreenPhoenix is just trying to get some damage done here. Ow, 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 but the Colossus, the kiting, the positioning is too good. Oh, the swipes. Oh, that's your GG. shadowbenic is your winner in 25 minutes and 45 seconds. That's a 17 kill Colossus, everybody. Yeah, the Colossuses today really made the difference for shadowbenic. But seriously, Zealots, though. I know you won the game, shadowbenic, but Zealots are worth their weight in gold in PvT. I mean, I get it, right? I get the whole concept of you're making something and it's working, so you're going to keep making it. But against a better Terran player, it's not going to work, man. Stalker Colossus on its own is just not going to function as well. So Zealots in the mix, yes. Yes, absolutely make those. So end of the day, their 50 SCVs went down, 48 probes, but shadowbenic kept making probes. So he still had 41 at the end of the game, and GreenPhoenix only had 10 SCVs. The battlecruisers did some work, but too many stalkers, too many gateways for warping in for shadowbenic. Nicely done. Well played there from the Protoss player. And the Colossus production was not a ton, but it was enough. And that was your win. Resources lost, 26,000 for shadowbenic, 28,000 for GreenPhoenix. And yeah, that's going to be it. Again, please send in your Brave New World submissions to Snipermonkey at the email address in the description. Like, much appreciated. Yeah, so that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Brave Noob World. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed.